Hello, g'day, good morning, good evening. Thanks for listening. Today's going to be good. It's all seed day today. Fantastic. This is a medical cannabis show that promotes the law and respects all those policies. I hope you do as well. Today it's going to be focused on seeds though. Very good. So I'll give it a little bit. Wait for all the folk to arrive. Give it about probably 60 seconds. And I'll get into it. So I hope there's some good questions today too, because I can really elaborate with seeds. I've done some good classes on seeds. What was one of them? Functions of a seed. Can't remember something. It was an 8-week course on seeds though. That was very in-depth. So I could show some slides from that. Plus I've got a lot of other stuff that I could explain for seeds. And some cool new stuff today too. This week's in news. I'll give it another 30 seconds. And see on the little slide that I made, it's got some on the right hand side, there's a chart, goes back to show that how old the seeds were and how long this plant's been around and used for. 6,000 years actually. It's pretty fascinating and documents all of its stages on how it goes. Pretty cool. Righto, I'm going to get into it. It's been 2 minutes. So I'll just go and share the screen. Oh, hang on, I'll get rid of me. Ah, there we go. Share screen. So this is some news stuff this week. So for Australia, the doctors now will do medical cannabis through telehealth. So you don't even have to leave your home. I've had that for a while. So I don't know why it was up here for new, but I thought I'd post it anyway just to make people aware of it, that it's available. There you go. Next, cannabis infested with spider mites prompts health department alerts. So I don't blame them. But why? Because when you hang the plants upside down, all of them run to the top, so they've all got away and out of there. But what about all of the stuff that remains behind there? Their dead carcasses and their dead carcasses and stuff like that. So it is a concern, because if there's an infestation, it's I'm sure there'd be types of biomaterial left. So that's the city of Denver. Put out that alert. Next, Cheech and Chong launch a dispensary partnership in New Mexico. Good on them. Capitalizing on the healthy stuff that they loved all these years, like us all. So there you go. There's their stoked photos. Good on them. I could have put the sun the other way. Just them enjoying themselves. What was this going to say? That's their flash-looking building. Not sure what really was the highlight in here. Anyway, that's the new thing that got going. G'day to them. Some news. US House of Reps Nancy files federal cannabis legislation bill. So I think that's pretty positive. So federally going to be recognised, or at least this is one person that saw it go and done their little bit. I'm sure there's many more to do. So it's pretty cool. That'll do. Next. The DEA calls for massive increases in psilocybin and THC manufacturing this year to meet research demands. How cool is that? That's two of the only things I really support too, is psilocybin and medical cannabis, because both those two work so well, I find. What's the summary of this? Here's the psilocybin. So they've just gone to increase it just tenfold. Actually, not tenfold. It's double. But it's heaps more though. That's of the psilocybin, and THC, they've gone and 50% increase in that as well. So that's cool. There was a bit of a quote down here saying something positive. There it is, this bit. Following pushback, DEA recently retreated on a proposed ban on psychedelic compounds that scientists say has a research value. Yeah, massive. Cubensis, though, I only support because it's regulated. That marked another win for the scientific community, coming just 1 month after the DEA abandoned separate plans to place 5 other psychedelics in Schedule 1. Very good. Next, Switzerland to establish the first legal cannabis dispensaries in Europe amid plot. So I talked about this a while ago when it was first released, but they're getting it more happening. And there's a cool thing down the bottom bit, which there's a bit of the price. It's cost of the flowers range between that and that, CHFs. Oh, what? The results, no. Here it is. They can also serve as valuable case studies for other European countries aiming to legalise adult use cannabis within the European Union framework. No, it says something. Germany's going to legalise it, yes. Now in the process of legalising it for personal use. Germany has experience as it has a revised and initial plan to legalise it, following the sale of adult cannabis following the red light from the EU Commission. Now it is in the progress of legalising, so the EU Commission are in the progress of legalising cannabis for personal use by allowing cultivation, possession, and the establishment of cannabis social clubs. How cool. The EU Commission. So wouldn't the world be so much more peaceful? Well, it is, I know. Canada has that, and it was. I lived there for 5 years, and it was great. Next, I should say good day, see if anyone's arrived. All right, I'll say good day, see if anyone's arrived, and come back to this. Hello, Ned Kelly. G'day, mate. Hope you're doing well. Today's a bit of a seed stuff, but I'm going through the news first that's happened this week. So traffic fatalities dropped in states with legal weed, a report shows. So see, it's only a few days ago, it's recent. So this is in the states. So out of the report, the 3 highlights were presented were in California, Maine, Massachusetts, and Nevada, 4 states that are fully legalized for cannabis. Traffic fatalities declined or remained the same in the 3 years that followed, compared to a slight increase in the states where it remained illegal. Second, a comprehensive study of traffic data in the US and Canada failed to find a statistically significant change in accidents and fatalities after it was legalized. Alcohol, which remains fully legal, is a factor in nearly a third of all automotive fatalities. Used listeners know that, but I wish the powers that be would start listening. So next is UK government accepts recommendations for CBD products. So that's cool. So the UK starting to realise that it's a medicine that works really well. So it just goes on to say about that. There's the link if you want to read it yourself. Next, a $2 million research project hopes to develop hemp varieties for US latitudes to do a seed. That's right. This was put in here because I couldn't believe that they're offering that much money when all you're going to do is stress out cultivars and see which one lasts in those conditions and then breed with that. That's how to do it. But I suppose you got to pay someone to do it. Okay, now we're into the show. So that's the new stuff. I've got my tablet going. I'll see if there's anything on that. Save it going back all the time. Martial artist. Hello, martial artist. Nice to see you, mate. You're doing well. Now we're going to get to the show. See, I'm still sharing. Good. Let's see. All right, this is the slides for today. And you can see quite a few of the links that I've already done. So I'll get into this. That's for later. That one below. Hey, he's cool as, isn't he? He's going to, what's going on here? Dirt and water and some sunshine. Righto. So you put a seed in, dirt and water, sunshine. Okay. It's all natural. Okay. And it's safer than alcohol or cigarettes or drugs. Oh, wow, really? But hang on, there's side effects. Oh, you eat donuts. Oh, and you end up being happy. Oh, wow. Good summary, Homer. Thank you. This says, this side, marijuana is safer than most of your groceries. Isn't it interesting? I don't call it marijuana because I call it, the street word is street marijuana, where it's grown real poor with pesticides and PGRs. I call medical cannabis is the stuff that I promote. Educate, don't stigmatize. It says educate, don't stigmatize, just with a cannabis leaf. So that's right, we need to share more education so people will realise, like this is a perfect example of Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. So one of the most touching videos I'm reading of 2023 is from Michael J. Fox and his refusal to give in to Parkinson's while advocating for medical cannabis proves its amazing efficiency. He disclosed his diagnosis 25 years ago. What a spin out. It's so effective and the government just so blooming against it. Or just this flaming Australian, don't get me started. This is a nice expression. Look at this trichome expression. What's going on here? Holy mackerel. Is this doctorant? No, because there's a scale there. What's this blooming action? Well, it's a triploid expression. How cool is that? So I talked about a few weeks ago in the mutations and how polyploidism is it's not a mutation, but it's a different expression, plant expression, extra chromosomes. And this is a result from one of them, from a triploid with 3 sets. Pretty cool. I like old stuff. So this is measuring a hemp plant back in 1929. Yes, it measured 4 meters, 16 feet. Look at the quality of it. Wow, haven't things changed? It says, one small seed can change the world. Oh, how it can. Hemp seeds are a superfood with all 9 amino acids and 50% more protein than almonds. Let's feed the world with hemp. This slide says, oh, there's today's. There's some seed biopriming in the middle. I've got a cool study at the end where I'm going to go through biopriming and how you can prime it with different agents to get different results. It's a cool study. And then I'll show you my nanotechnology stuff, which is this stuff. And that's how, it's a course I did, nanotechnology in agriculture, and you can prime them with different things as well, a result. It's fascinating. You can eliminate NPK. So you don't have to do any type of fertilizers at all if you just do some of these techniques with biopriming. Very good. Oh, and there's just a timeline of the development of seeds. And we're back to here. No. Oh, yeah. So there's a 6,000-year history of cannabis. Let's zoom into the timeline. So it goes way back to 4,000 years. I'm going to skim through this. The China, 2,700. Then it starts getting into Greek. Everywhere else, they found that it treats some diseases in 2,000 years ago. And 1,000 years ago, they found that it treats epilepsy. No, 1,000 AD and 2000 BC. Okay. So it was a medicine from 2000 BC they found. And right up to now, when the world's just, it was decriminal, made illegal 100 years ago, and now we're fighting for it to come back, and it's all these studies and research of knowing why it was so popular back in the day, because of its medicinal properties. Let's go through the big around here. Was it start Napoleon? Wow. So he investigated for its pain relieving and its sedative qualities. Then it goes into some BC folk right back. All right, what's it say back in the day? So cannabis was regarded among 5 grains and farmed as a major fruit. Okay, other roles, all righto. Number 2. Earliest recording of cannabis as a medicinal drug was in China. The Emperor Shang Wang recognized its treatment properties for gout, rheumatism, and malaria. And in India, in 2000 BC, the Hindus realized cannabis is described as a source of happiness. It's a joy giver and a bringer of freedom. Oh, isn't that so bloomin' true? As we know, as people that use it. That'll do. So it just goes, it's a really cool little thing to show how it goes around. Australia, poor old Australia, left out. But yeah, the whole world has a good timeline map. Then it goes over to the legislation times of the Harrison Act. Oh, when it was outlawed, declared a crime if you had this safe medicinal drug. You're a bad person. Yes, Schedule 1, it was changed in 1970. People throwing massive amounts of people in jail for this medicinal plant. And then they realised, oh, wow, it does actually work after the scientific folk got into it. So it's starting to get back into making medical cannabis legal again worldwide. So European Union, the World Health Organization, all these people are actually making it. But no, Australia, they want to do their own blooming studies first because they don't believe that, do they? Good on you, Australia. This is what a nice, healthy thing should look like. I thought, wow, that's pretty nice and fat. Might as well show that. It could be aged a bit, so it's, yes, but anyway. What else happens with medical cannabis? Why is it good? Because it relieves blood pressure, hardening of the arteries, and endocannabinoids. Oh, it doesn't make sense. Whoops. But yes, it goes on to do that by what this slide says. And as the master regulatory system, the endocannabinoid system maintains the health and integrity of our cardiovascular system. Harvard Medical, there's a site on their edX, they've got a few medical cannabis, and they explain under that they call it a 6th body sense system, like the cardiovascular, neuro and stuff. They call our endocannabinoid system as the 6th body system. Cardiovascular disease is one of the leading more major problems in the world today. 8 billion people. And medical cannabis helps. I'm not going to go into it. I want to get on the seeds, as you do as well. So I skimmed through this stuff. You can go back and read it later. Caryophyllene and chemotherapy work well, they're finding too. How? Well, the caryophyllene, it's like THC. It acts on the CB1 receptor and it alleviates a little bit of pain. But they're saying the dosage rate might be a little bit low. So they're finding that higher dose rates work a little bit better. Ah, higher dose works better. Wow, we knew that for years, didn't we? Here's another thing about epilepsy. How epilepsy is starting to do more studies with that and starting to recognize it more so. But even though it's been recognized everywhere else that it works really well with cannabis, medical cannabis. So yeah, it starts by saying, did you know that we don't know how CBD works on to stop seizures? And actually that's true. That it works with it, but not quite sure on the pathways it identifies to take. I had to fact check that, and I went and read a few other papers to find out that that's true. I thought, oh, okay. Because I thought there was a pretty good understanding, but there's not. I was wrong. This is to do with the bioinoculants. So if you see your fungi come up, you know you've got a fungal dominant substrate, and these usually germinate for 4 Celsius to 14 degrees Celsius. So when they'll germinate. So then you'll know that in inoculants, you've got a fungal dominant substrate. Hey, Happy Man, how are you, Happy Man? See if anyone said anything. No, just martial artist. How you going, buddy? Nice to see you. All right, I'll get back to. So we're going to get on some seeds. Hey, I hope there's some good seed questions, because I'll literally elaborate on this. If you've got any seed things, I'll tell you about a few dormancy things and stuff like that. Where was I up to? This was the slide, wasn't I? Yeah, to Happy Mum. Hey, it's Happy Mum, Mountain Man. How are you, friend? I'm good, he says. For the sponsor, thank you, $5 for the support for those folk that do that. I appreciate it. $80 gets you my private playlist. It was about 15 odd on there now. 15 courses, extra courses that aren't under my private playlists, my lectures. Because, you know, I've got thousands of free lectures under my playlists on my YouTube. $150 gets you a 20-minute video call or a novelty gift like a chart or something I made. $300 gets you a weekly video call, and that's more so for companies or for folk going through medical problems and want my educated opinion, because I'm not a doctor. Outdoor versus indoor. Is there much difference? Well, I was amazed to see the size of this place. Get a load of it. Just for scale reference, down here, there's a car. Yeah, so the size of this hand is the size of a truck. And look at it. So to walk from one side to the other, I don't know, you've got a 5-minute walk underneath the greenhouse. That's the future. So they're putting this in deserts where it's unoccupied, and they're bringing it back to life again. Undercovers though, unfortunately, so it's not really going to help their environment, but that's what they're doing. Hey, Canna Jobs, entrepreneurships in cannabis. How can you cool folk get money out of the stuff legally that you love? Well, if you're a brewer, you can start doing some brewing drinks. There's quite a few of them out now. It's a bit old, but still I can put it in because it was this recent. What's this? Oh, this is cool art. So you look and you think, wow, look at this nice looking. Hang on. Why is it different? Why is it? Oh. So someone's gone and put snippets of different flowers, different buds, into one thing to make it look like one. How clever. So yes, that's for the artists. And this is for the dressmakers, because there's going to be more call for this type of stuff. Now it's getting legalized across the planet. More canna wear. And this is a futurist place. Look at this. I just put this in because I just reckon it's cool. That's how it's going to be. They foresee it like in the year 2100 or 2200. So there'll be too many people living on the planet. So that's where their green areas are going to have to be. You're going to have to stack them. Happy Halloween for a few days ago. This is for pet lovers as well. You see the cool hat? The hat. See, dressmakers. You need it everywhere. And some old senescing leaves, and he's having a fun time, or she is. This is it. Skip one. No. And this is some real art. Don't tread on weed. This is a flag, so a banner or something. But to get this design, they need someone to design it. So you can do that if you're handy like that. And for weddings, look at that. What a nice looking lemon brooch. And you can see from the leaf, it looks like it's fresh, picked a few hours ago because it's not sagging. That's great. That's nice art. And it even blends with the color too, those anthocyanins. Now we're into the medical cannabis use in Canada over the years. So medical and non-medical cannabis use in Canada. So what's this go on to say? Analysis of cannabis consumption among the population aged 15 and older for the previous 12 months from in 2020. A health survey is done. Okay. What's going on? Medical is the dark blue only. Non-medical is the green, and in the middle is combined. All right. Not sure what that shares. So the folk in Canada, I used to live in BC and Yukon. Blooming awesome. Okay, back at the drop of a hat. Loved it. Top reasons for medical use. So pain mostly. And then anxiety and depression ranks highly at the second. And then problems with sleeping is third reasons why they found it to be very helpful. Remember pain? Remember there was the Australian doctors put out things saying medical cannabis doesn't work in pain. Remember that? A few weeks ago I was bagging Australia on it, how they need better education. It's so sad. The methods of consuming. Oh, yeah. So they smoked, vaporized, consumed in food or drink, or other. You know, there's heaps of other ways. So mostly it was smoked. And medicinal people had high amounts in the food and the drink. Because that's Australia, the doctors here, they don't know it. They've done a 4-hour course to be a prescriber, most of them. And so they know very little about it. So that they always give you oil first. So that, and the oil that you get is a so low ratio, it works on our grandparents. So if you're one that has ever smoked, they don't know about the build-up of the tolerance in your system with it. So you have to have higher amounts. So, yeah, that's why another reason why Australia's suffering. So, yeah, it's good to stand on Canada. It's this roots and micro pathways. This is the so when you bioinoculate, it comes out and it forms this little radical, and that's the first little root tip that comes out. And inside of the roots, you've got the endophytes. It depends what you've inoculated it with to how they react upon the plant tissue. So this is showing some fungi, some avascular mycorrhizae, and it's different pathways that it's taking to act upon some photosynthesis. Some nitrogen and phosphorus to work with the plant symbiotically. Scientists find cannabis compound inside a totally different plant. Oh, okay. I put this in weeks ago, so this doesn't really relate that well, does it? Sorry about that. But still, it's not very big, so it's just a plant. That there's many plants that have the THC, like liverwort, and plants that have CBD in it, like this Brazilian one. This one's the trema, TREMA, micro, MICRANTA bloom. So trema, Micrantha bloom. It's a little shrub found in South American countries. Yes, very good. Remember when THC... Oh, I'm not going to go with that. How is this related to seed? This is related to photoperiodism. So if you put a seed out at the wrong time, it might flower. But if you do this is in Thailand. This is the way that they're trying to combat that. And it works well. I don't know why it was put in though. It was put in a few weeks ago. It's a shame. So yeah, you can, if you got no frost, you should be planting all year round like they're doing here. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Roots, okay, healthy roots to non-healthy roots, they've gone brown. So what's happened here? So I think that's a different cake. So see how this is one up here, this is one plant with it's called like a cake, and the second one down here is a cake. So this is missing out on oxygen. It could have died a lot earlier, and you can see all the brown. So this is definitely more healthier. So if you were to pull up and look at the roots coming out of your seeds, you want them to be nice and white, nearly bleach white. See, that's in top right-hand corner. It's beautiful. The brown's not. It's aged and dying. Oh, here we go. Some seed biopriming. Getting into it finally. I'll go through this is a study that was done on it, showing the effects on how it happens on plant tissue, on what the cool outcomes are. So I'm not going to go into that right now. I'd rather just relate with the study. That's how to do it. It's the seed biopriming process on how to do it. I made a video actually a while back on how to prime your mulch layer. So you should always use mulch layer, even inside, and how to prime that, and what I used and what I suggest to use and stuff like that, and aeration times. It was a pretty cool video if you're interested in doing the organic route. That's all right. Surgery time. That's what I nicknamed this one, because if you ever see stuff like this, tissue can die. This probably won't, because it's got enough green, the chloroplast develops enough where it can produce enough energy to push this out. But a lot of times, if it's a bit younger, this stops them, and you have to operate on them. You have to really get into them and help them. Sometimes you can take it off too early and they'll all be white or etiolated. And yeah, so they'll struggle then. But yeah, it's good fun. So let's show some of those. Surgery time. I haven't talked about that study yet. All right, I'll talk about that study, and we'll get into the fun bits. Seeds. I'm still sharing this. Here's that study. No, that's not the study. It's another one. For all these. Oh yeah, that's the map of the world. That's right, where I went on to show from ancient China to the pharaohs of Egypt to the Greeks and Arabs. Cannabis has been one of the most used and effective medicines in history until 1937, when the US outlawed it. Anyway, enough of that. Outdoor versus indoor. We can talk about that a bit later. Let's talk about seed priming. What's this seed priming business? There's the paper study. If you want it, the DOI is there. It was published a few months ago. The utilisation of microbial inoculants is a realm of sustainable agriculture and ecosystem restoration, has witnessed a surge in recent decades. The benefits are massive for the plant and for the environment. So if you inoculate, where can I start? That's a good, oh, there we go. Zoom in. Wasn't something cool up here? Yeah, some seeds. Some seed microbes are inherited and others originate from the soil, water, and air. Those can colonize the seed surfaces by attracting themselves to the seed coat. These microbes play a vital role in protecting seeds from biotic and abiotic stresses, and promoting seed germination. They can also provide, as I'll show a little bit later in nanotechnology, that they can also provide nutrient sources as well. All right, so what's this? This shows how they've been primed and the transmission of seed microbiomes across generations. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, if it's a good symbiotic inoculant, it'll stay in there. And it'll go into the seed, and after the seed germinates, it'll have those microbes in there as well. So if you grow seed in a sterile condition, those seeds, when you germinate them, might have a harder time starting out. But if you get seeds from an organic source that's grown outside, they will have these microbes inside, and they'll have a higher chance in being successful when they germinate. Same greenhouses differ as well to be in the middle there. Look at that one. There's two other slides, I think. This shows seed biopriming process and its impact on seed vigor and plant health. So the seed microbiome. So it's got its endophytes and its epiphytes. The endophytes, endos means inside, so it's inside its microbes, and the epi is outside. So there's two different. So then it germinates, and it'll improve vigor. It can improve seed germination and seedling emergence. It enhances cell repair and enhances many processes and pathways. I'm not going to go right into it. Then the daughters, they inoculate as well after they've been primed, as it's explained just before. And if they're beneficials, which they should be, there's a high chance you're going to get all the benefits out of them. Nitrogen fixing, phosphorus releasing bacteria. You get ones that release hormones. So it's very, very essential. I'm all about microbes and working with them, that's for sure. What's this last one? It's a novel framework for seed microbiome identification and developing effective microbial tools for plant health. Okay, so how do you do it? So plants optimize microbes. So the plant can just have optimized microbes, okay, that are in the air and that just come in from them. And beneficial microbe reintroduction. So you can inoculate your seeds as well, which we've already spoken about. Seed coating with prebiotics. So you can put a prebiotic on it. You can genetically modify them, okay. We're not really into that bit. I'm talking, you can put a seed coating on it, so you can soak it in something with probiotics. Or the seed coating can also be other coatings, other nanoparticles, which I'll talk about, which is rad, which is so amazing. Like it'll be in the 2030 in that decade is when people will be growing with this technology, because it's so effective. I haven't even got into the experiments yet. Oh, that's it. So that goes on just to show the basic concept of it. Let's continue with nanotechnology now. So this is from my nanotechnology and agricultural class. Nanomaterial to improve plant crops productivity by seed pre-treatments. So you soak them with different types of things and you get different responses. So water overnight, fungicides, germination booster, it's a higher immune system responses, metabolic processes increase, germination responses increase. All right, this is a soak. So some metal sulfide nanomaterial or iron pyrite. So if you soak it with that, this one says it in soil. This is very fascinating for soil. If you've got soil which is pH, which is really high, like up at 10 or 12, 30, you know, really bad desert-like. Anyway, if your pH is that high and you want to reduce it, you add iron pyrite and it reacts with the water, the hydrogen, and it brings down the pH quite a lot. And that was an experiment in 1978. You can also add that to a the seed soak though, and that brings other things, other benefits, like photosynthesis. It increases this photosynthesis. Metal sulfides, okay, hydrothermal, okay. Quite a little bit, that's how it acts upon the cells. Okay, let's speed up a bit here. Stoichiometric effects. That's how, I'm not even not going to talk about that, how it changes from one to the other. This is how they soaked in iron pyrite. So they soak chickpea, spinach, and rice. And what's going to happen? Well, they found that they had a higher germination percentage, the root growth was higher, the shoot growth was higher, and the overall biomass, so the yield at the end, was higher. Isn't that a spin out? Just from soaking it in iron pyrite. So that's how they do it. There's the, as it came down. So this is one that wasn't inoculated, so it just was normal, the control. This one here was, so this is just a major difference. There's also a increase in chlorophyll biomass, so that means it had a bigger leaf size and a bigger production yield at the end, could generate energy more. The field trial, righto, spinach seeds. This is another experiment done. What's this? Seeds. What were they soaked with? Dye water and iron pyrite in the control, and they found that the same things happened again. All of those benefits happened with difference, but they also got a higher magnesium, higher sulfate, and higher calcium in the leaf tissue as well. Oh yeah, that's on the, it acts, that's the reactive oxygen species. It also helps with stresses. What's this one do? Soaking. So this is an experiment where they've soaked some rice just in water. It's just reacted normally. So with NPK, this is a soaked in iron pyrite, and this is in nanopyrite, to see the difference in the outcomes. 1/6, and this one got a high yield. These four, see over here, the yield. 1/6 is 1.3, so a lot higher, 1.68. So that's out of the yield out of A, B, C, and D. So it's, so nanopyrite is an NPK equivalent for this rice production experiment. So can you imagine just giving it only water throughout from day dot, not from just flowering or anything like that, from day dot. It's with no types of substrate alterations. It's pretty cool. Artificial, oh, it's, yeah, it's an artificial starch breaking enzyme. It's, which is, what's the name of it? Starts with A. I'm sure it will come up here. Amylase, there it is. So naturally in the plant produces the starch, this amylase in its seed, but in dormancy it might have lacked that pathway. So by using iron pyrite, it actually acts as amylase and it increases germination a lot better. That's all the detail on how it does it, how it acts upon with the water. So they went on to also, there's different, so beyond the NPK stuff, with, so next level stuff is soaking it in different other things like silver, iron, zinc, copper, not sure what that is, carbon nano onions, iron pyrite, CEO2, CNTs. So all different, actually there's heaps more than that. So if you go and do that, it's just an NPK substitute. So you don't have to inoculate your substrate as much, just prime your seeds. How cool. The nanomaterials and the seed treatment or the seed coatings, that's the one that we're really interested in. Foliar sprays as well works extremely well, and that's what I do. It's at low ratios, not like what they talk about. You've got to use high ratios, like 100 ppm I use. But anyway, we'll get it. It's just today's on seed treatment and seed coatings and nanoparticles. Nanoparticles. So yeah, the overall result is it's better root growth, better shoot growth, larger leaves, which produce more biomass, more fruits, more seeds in the end, more flowers, bigger flowers, because they can produce bigger leaves like the triploids and tetraploids do. Also, from inoculating your seeds, you can have a higher rate of photosynthesis and a higher mineral content as well. It's just fascinating. This is why back in the day it used to work. Before modern agriculture, this is why it's worked for generations. Energy harvesting. All right. Oh, no, that's right. And to summarize, this is all here's the inside information if you want the different things to test with. Silver, iron, zinc, copper, carbon nano-onions, iron pyrite, so that molybdenum, manganese, citric acid, oh that's CO2, calcium carbonate, magnesium, iron, and I don't know what the last one is. But there's some inside information for you. Should see if there's any questions. Oh, far out. G'day. Hello, Lene. I see you, sunshine. I see you. Yo, sauce. Yo. What's up, man? Okay, very good. Death. Not one was. Okay, that's the way. Not many real questions. I'll get back to sharing it. I think I had some. That's right, the seeds. I got to go through my seed file yet. Holy mackerel! We need to go through my bloomin' seed stuff. So this was the outdoor versus indoor. What's the difference in seed quality? Well, it's the microbes that you use and the UV light, because they're mostly indoor. They don't have much UV in the lights, and also in greenhouses, it's the UVB is blocked out. You know, UVC is blocked out through its atmosphere. So there's only tiny bits of UVA. So that also affects the seeds as well as the endophytes which are inside of it. So that's about a good summary for outdoor versus indoor seed. This is outdoor versus indoor growth. You can see outdoor versus indoor, once you germinate it, is a big difference too. It's always going to act upon the secondary metabolite profile or higher. Let's have a look. Total terpenes. So outdoor to indoor. So one's outdoor, one's indoor. So outdoor to indoor, look at terpenes higher, and higher, massively, because of the secondary metabolite, the abiotic and biotic stresses needed to induce that profile. Righto, back to it. My seed stuff. Hey, the fun stuff. Surgery, working on it. This fun stuff. What? Oh, okay. There's an ad. Okay, I just press skip ad. Now I can get back to it. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, surgery. Should you do what's going on here? Well, it is time for surgery, friends. Oh. And that might be because the plant hasn't been matured properly, because there is a time for it to be mature. If you go and harvest at day 20 after it's induced, there's a high chance that it won't be mature yet. See, it's still maturing at this stage, and this is when it's ripening. So the perfect time to collect is right here, optimum time to collect. So it's about day 28, is from what my research has shown. If you get some earlier, you can still use those genes, but you've got to do tissue culture, which is not the easiest way when you want to try and just put a seed out. And believe it or not, when it goes to 40 days, it's the viability is lost, because it can act upon its dormancy stage a lot harder and be harder to break the dormancy. So that's cool. So hang on, where's the other one? Oh, this is the other thing. I was going to go through all this. So I got heaps of slides in here related just to seed. What do you reckon? Should I go through all them? Who says yes? Anyone? Yep. You want some interesting stuff to see what I've found over the years and seeds? I reckon. Share screen. All right. I'll show you some stuff because I find it fascinating. Seeds, here we go. This is the big folder. So I've got a few subheadings. So there's 3 types of seed germination. The seed dormancy, which is probably what you all want to know about. The seeds with trichomes. Actually, let's go into that one first. And then seed, and then that goes into a fair bit of detail. Now, what's going on here? What's going on here? He says, when he shows the photo. Slide. Look at this seed. It's got trichomes on it. What's going on there? Are you kidding? Come on, chat. This is a question for you, because I'll answer at the end. What's going on there? It's pretty weird. See, there's a seed normal. But that side's got some trikes on it. What's going on? Seeds shouldn't have trichomes because remember, seeds don't contain any psychoactive ingredient. No cannabinoids. Look at it. What? Huh? Explain that. Wow. Ah. Maybe this helps. Does that help a bit? Come on. I haven't seen any comments. What's going on? Just a seed sitting there with some trichomes, some stalk capitate trichomes there. Even after it's pressed, you can still see them. Any suggestions? Huh. Right on the shell, the testa, it's called TSTA. Right on that. We're growing out of it. Even just take it inside and have a look then. It's probably a camera thing. Oh, no, hang on. I see it there too. Whoa. All right. See if there's any suggestions. Where's the suggestions? Why not? Yo, hey, mates. Yo, mates. Nice to see you, buddy. Oh, yep. Sunshine suggests it's a mutation in genetic sequence caused by abiotic or biotic stressors. Okay. May says, okay. Righto. Okay, so there's a mutation sequence. Oh, well, good suggestions. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Because they shouldn't bloom and have them. There it is. See this little line here? There was a little bit of plant material attached. Yes. So that was the giveaway, that little line. So that after it was just rubbed a smidgen, because I didn't want to touch it, after it was just rubbed, it was just, it removed itself. But until then, I thought, wow, this is looking pretty cool, because it shouldn't be. And it would have been, like Sunshine said, a mutation, which would have been a pretty rad one, because seeds don't, or haven't been documented to have any cannabinoids. Well done, people. All right, next. So that's the seed with trikes. Why didn't it come up on this blooming thing? So that next one. What can we go on with? Should I just go through these little things? Oh, no, let's try this out down there. Where's that seed? Biggest seed to the small seed. No, not that one. This one. So this is some breeding, and you can see the different size of the seed. This side is 1/4 of an inch long, which is like too big, or 6.5 millimeters long. And this one up the top here is 2.5 mil long. So it's a big difference. That was a 1-to-1, and this was a tetraploid seed. So it was just a massive contrast. And the seeds don't make a big difference when they're germinated in seed size. They still got the same quality in the genetics. Doesn't matter if it's small or if it's large, as long as it's mature. You want to see it's mature. So nice and dark. Actually, I've got some good photos of maturity in here. I know I have. Let's skim through. Design a seed metering device. No. Here's how to dispense them. You put them in there and you can dispense a lot easier. Okay, no, come on. We'll get back to all this sort of cool stuff. I want the photos. I've got there's one photo I've got, like that one. No, I've specifically got a thing which has got mature to immature seeds, and you can see the difference. That's what they all should look like. That's in pink Death Bubba #2. So they should all be nice and mature like that. Every single one of them. I don't want to see any abnormalities. But this is similar. You can see how the lighter ones are immature, but and the ones they've still got the seed coat, the bract is still on it. There's your root mutation. That's pretty interesting too. Cannabis archenes. Cannabis seed are classically botanically as archenes, or a single seeded fruit. An archene's a dry looking thing that comes, it's reproductive. Bit. Seed purity. No. Yeah, that's a shake you can get for this. What is that? Sorry, I sort of failed you. This is what has a nice way to get rid of your seeds. Put it on your rad meal. Look at that. Whoa, he's eating well. Let's have a sort some. It's not what I wanted. See how this was grown properly. See how the amount of immature seeds here, upon being sorted, is little. It's because I stick to that chart, this chart, and go the timeline properly. Realise when it was inoculated to when it would seeds. Hey, Green Bicycles. How you going, Green Bicycles? Nice to see you, mate. 3 types of germination. All right, let's go through some dormancy stuff, because I know everybody's interested in dormancy. Ethylene is your friend in dormancy. I can't believe that photo's not even up here. I've got quite a few videos that I was making on seeds. I think they're all in there. I'm not going to show you them. Seed dormancy, seed germination. Yeah, there's quite a few classes of dormancy. The physical, morphological, morphophysical, physiological, chemical, and mechanical dormancy. So you have to, age is a big thing, which will just take over. So to unlock that, ethylene, you want. Ethylene is one of the pathways into a seed. It needs 2 hormones to release germination, gibberellic acid and ethylene. And if you can provide them for it, it will benefit it. Grown in the dark, well, that's that etiolated, and it's got no chlorophyll in it yet. It's when you germinate in the dark, which you can, it just will look white because it hasn't had the ability to produce chlorophyll from photosynthesis. So it just uses all its starch storage for its growth. Water inhibition, no. That's what epigeal germination. Cannabis is, medical cannabis. Germinates geal, hypergeal, and vivageal. Where's the vivageal? That's when you get roots coming out of plants, out of the flowers or leaves, and that does happen in cannabis. That was pathetic for actually the dormancy. I got way more than that somewhere else. Even that is a better dormancy break. This chart here. So morphological, these are reasons for dormancy, and these are natural methods of breaking dormancy and artificial methods of breaking it. So you can soften the seed coat. You can use gibberellic acid, no, GH, increase the GH, don't know what that is. You can use inhibitors like light and heat. Acid, no. Some methods, it's got nothing on what I do. Artificial breaking of the seeds. You get your, you should always, when I germinate seeds, I never put them into the paper towel like everyone does. I do it because the seed needs 3 things to germinate. Actually, let's get to that. I wonder which one's going to be. This might go into too much detail. 3 types of germination. I just want the oxygen, temperature. Come on. I'm trying here. Let's see what this one's got. This goes into a bit more detail. So all of the not the seeds that we want though. When it goes into the right. Not what I was after. Where is it? It might be in seed technology. Let's have a quick look there because I know you can see everything. Here we go, Principles of Seed Technology. This is one of the courses I did a while ago. It was quite a good, the first 4 weeks were really cool. Seed structure. This is a little bit of it. Oh yeah, synthetic seeds. That's another thing at the end too. I made a really good video on how to make synthetic seeds. Microbeads. Works well. Seed structure. No. This pollination. Now I even forget what I was talking about. Sorry about that. I don't even know what I was up to. I was up to that one. We went through all them. That's right, and it was just on these. Seed, not week 1, it was on this stuff. Explaining about my seed file. That's right. And seed dormancy breaking techniques. Okay. Here we go. This will help. So ambient environments, dormancy breaking and dormancy induction. So you can induce it with different things, or you can try and break it with different things. It's the amount of abscisic acid, it's the amount of gibberellic acid. Yeah, so it's not going to be broken if there's too much abscisic acid around. Gibberellic acid helps alleviate that. The environment response, oh great. That didn't help one bit for what I was trying to explain. I'm so lost. I'm showing all of my slides of seeds. All right, let's just get back to the original, this one. The surgery bit, the fun bit. I couldn't, when you should do that? Well, when the seed comes out, it gets stuck with a film on the end of it. And a lot of times you'll have to just break that off yourself. So you've got to watch your germinations really closely, because there'll be a lot of times when the shell will get stuck on it at different stages. And you just try, and I put my one finger here at the back of it, and then I got the tweezers on this side, and I push with the tweezers and try and get it off and pluck it off that way without snapping the stem, the hypocotyl. Is that everything we've got here? This is all today's slides. Went through it, yeah, right up to surgery bit. Tried off that. How's this for those folk who come late? Triploid expression. So it's under a microscope. This is a triploid expression for trichomes, which you've never seen anything like this before. So it's, yeah, expressed extra bits of trikes. How rad's that? So it might be, this cultivar might be, if it's doing it all around, instead of just getting your stalk capitate, you're getting this massive, big, long 5 stalk capitates in the space of 1. So that would just be extra. So you might be able to increase your resin from, above 40%. It might be future possible with the difference in the polyploids, with your tetraploid and your triploids. Cool stuff. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. How long have we been going for? Has there been any real questions come through? I'll press stop. Hey, green bicycles. Nice to see you, mate. If you got any questions, drop them in. Drop them in now. 60 minutes. Some dormancy. A good thing for, with your seeds. So you'll put that's what I was talking about before. It needs temperature and oxygen, 3 things to germinate for the seed. So you just leave it on top of the water. So instead of putting it in the paper towel, you leave it on top so it can gain access to the oxygen. Because if the seed is in the water, am I still sharing? No, I should share with something. Oh yeah, like on this, if the seed's still in the water, it gets 10,000 times slower for it to get out of the oxygen out of the water than it is out of the air. So that's why I'll leave it on top of the water, and the root can grow downwards, and it can still get enough oxygen to start and do its thing, germinate. And if the radical has grown down, and see, where's those effects? Where's the triple response? Yeah, I'll try and find. I should stop sharing because I don't know where it is. There's a triple response that you get from ethylene. So once you place your apple in with your apple or banana in with your bag, so you get your little cup, put your seeds on top of water, put it in a bag, make sure it's pretty sterile, and then put the apple or banana inside of it too, and just seal it up. Leave it there for 3 or 4 days, and that's an extremely effective dormancy breaking tool. What was I going to show for that? I was going to show you the effects of ethylene on it. That's right. And you'll know if you've got too much ethylene. Let's go into plant science, hormones. Ethylene. I'm sure I got the triple response in here. There'll be a thing called a triple response. So you can. It's a morphological response of seeing if you've got too much ethylene. It's rad. So you can tell. Ethylene. That looks like one there. Yep. Please be it. Sweet. There's your triple response. So that means there's 3 responses if you've got too much ethylene. So you've got a really short hypocotyl here. See, it's real short. And you've got a thickening of the hypocotyl. And the root has a J hook in it. So when you pull it out of the water, it'll have a big curl on it like a pigtail. And that means that it was effective in the ethylene was using it, and it's absorbed a little bit too much ethylene. So once you get to this stage, you have to take it out because the ethylene works against its growth and development, and it'll slow it down and inhibit its growth. But it's an effective dormancy breaking tool, but it's ineffective for plant growth. You beauty. That was explained well. That'll do. Yes. What do you reckon? Is that all right? I could go through. No, there's been no real request to go through stuff. So I think I've covered enough with seeds. I don't have to go through that seed. The principles of seed technology class. That's another, actually, I'll show you this one. This is another interesting dormancy break. It is a spray. It's Ethalon. It's how you test you bring your reverse your males. If you've got a male plant and want to test to see how it's good, you'll put on Ethalon spray. And you can also use Ethalon as a dormancy breaking tool. Here's my little slide for it. So Ethalon, upon metabolization of the plant, it converts it into ethylene. So that's why it works so well. And that's all you're doing when you're reversing a male, is you're improving the ethylene, because the silver particles block ethylene when you want to express it in a female. There we go. There we go. Yes. I'll just put this slide up to make sure. Yes, I'm still, yes, I can see it vibrating. Good. I don't want it to not be talking. Yeah, I think I've covered everything today. Yeah. All right, let's have a look. What's he doing next week? Yes, I have got some stuff next week and the week after, believe it or not. My exams are finished. I did them last weekend. Yay. So next week's is on week 71. Electroculture. Why? Oh, is it? There's just an ad. Huh, wow, an ad just popped up. I saw it then. Wonder if you got it at the same time. Yeah, next week's is electroculture. Why do you use electroculture? Why are these people doing it these days? I'll give you a little snippet slide so you can just get excited for it. Actually, I've already posted it anyway. Electroculture. Where is that one? Is it that one? I think it's this one. I'm just checking first to make sure. Yes. So why would one use, now I go back to the share screen. I'll find the slide. Share, 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 share. There it is. So why do they use electroculture? Well, it really speeds up photosynthesis and increases stress tolerance. It can also improve your secondary metabolite profile from inducing a little bit of stress, because the Earth is a negative charge, the atmosphere is a positive charge. So if you can work with that voltage, you can induce benefits and to the plant. And that's what this goes on about. Electroculture, electrostimulation, stigmomorphogenesis. Some cool stuff. And what else is in that next week? So it's just not on electroculture, it's also on plant nutrients and radiation effects. There was one study that was brought out with the radiation of cannabis post-harvest. So you can see how a lot of licensed producers put out they zap their cannabis to get it under the microbial content so it passes. But what does it do to the cannabis? Well, that actually has detrimental effects on it. It's not good. I mean, it's not helpful, but it does take away its medicinal properties. And for most of these large licensed producers, they do that. So they'll test, it'll come out testing at a different stage, because they won't give that stuff that they zapped at. So it'll test in the high 20s. The stuff they zapped might be in the low 20s with a massively reduced terpene and flavonoid profile. So its medicinal value's dropped, but they've got to make their money, don't they? So that's why they do it. But for the users or the consumers, us medicinal people, it's yeah, you want to get your best out of it. So it's a good study that shows that. Very interesting. And the week after that's some extraction stuff I'm starting to prepare slides for. Why you should use wire oil and all the other different extractants. Why are they beneficial or non-beneficial? Righto. Second ad, okay. And Renee says, have a good one. Thank you. Take it easy, peeps. Thank you. That looks cool. When I put your name up in the corner, it comes up with a little leaf around it. Righto. Well, that's for next week. So I hope you can bring some questions next week, and I can help some folk. I enjoy helping folk when questions come up, and I enjoy answering the questions on that to shed some light on some difficult topics. I just show some slides. I really enjoy that. I haven't done that for a while. So please bring your questions. If you've got some I would like to answer and help out, make it a little bit easier. Yeah. That's all I can say. I appreciate everybody coming and putting the effort in and contributing. And thank you too for listening, for giving me your ears and your time. And that's right. I've got a video I'm trying to put out at the moment on Richard Branson, how he gives it to the New South Wales government on drug reform. So how their reform has not worked over the decades they've done it. They've made lives harder and poorer. So how about changing things, getting with the times like Canada, Uruguay, Thailand, everyone else has done. The ACT, it's perfect in the ACT, all sorts of things anyway. So thank you everybody again. I'll sign out. Happy breeding, happy growing, and good health to you all. Hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.